anakuja, nominee anakuja. Kaa tayari.
Okay, honorable members, Secretariat members of the public, this is the Committee on County Security, Administration and Disaster Management, ready to undertake the hearing and approval of the first nominee. Maybe before we go to that exercise, the nominee before the committee, are you Paul Ekelo Luna?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. We then need to start, and we will start with a word of prayer. Let's pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of the leaders and county assemblies for the welfare of the society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor us, your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberations in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your hope, as the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our county and of those whose interest you have committed to our church. Amen. I now call upon the legal counsel to make the nominee take the oath.
I, Paul Ekelo Lodunga, do swear by the Almighty God that everything that I shall say in this approval hearing shall be the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you and welcome. We'll have a round of introductions, starting from my right. Welcome.
I'm Honorable Abdi Fatah Kapua, the MCA for Kalenga.
Good morning. I'm Robert Vincent Ekpon, MCA, Sandy Mutual.
Good morning. I'm Yorobe Benyarule, MCA, Kibish Ward. Also, I am Vice Chairperson of this committee, County Security and Disaster Management. Thank you.
I am Honorable Philip Ekwam, MCA, Nana Ward, Deputy Speaker, Turkana County Assembly, member of this committee.
Morning, I am Honorable Rebecca Mawale, Special Elect to Lagos County. Also, I'm a Deputy Minority Whip and a member of this committee. Thank you.
Good morning. I am Honorable Maka Karamajo, MCA Lema Ward, a member of this committee.
Honorable Jacinta Bennett, Special Elect Turkana Ward, and I am a member of County Security and Disaster Management.
Morning, I'm Selina Lokope, Special Elect Turkana East, a member.
Thank you, honorable members. I want to acknowledge the presence of Honorable Ruth, many times known as Mama Nimoja, for giving the moral support to the committee as well as the nominee. This committee has 9 members, secretariat, which include the following. We have Brenda Mana, clerk in charge, the committee, Gladys Moro, the answer, all the dockets. It's also the committee, the clerk to this committee, Mary Kutan, in charge of media, PR, Isaac Nakali, Sergeant at Arms, Regan Akaran, Sergeant at Arms, Mark Mekede, media. We have Geoffrey Cable, answered audio, Cosmos Nama, research, and finally we have Mr. Plomor, the legal counsel, who has just made the nominee take the oath. I want to take this moment to welcome the nominee, members of the committee, and the public to this approval hearing of the first nominee, Chief Officer, the Office of the Governor. Office of the Governor. Honorable members, the position of the Chief Officer is part of the executive appointments contemplated in Section 45 of the County Government Act, number 17. And the County Assembly is therefore mandated to fetch and approve the appointment of this respective portfolio. Honorable members and the members of the public, the fetching process will approximately take 1.5 hours. In this regard, the Public Appointments Act 2017, Section 6, Part 2, the clerk of the County Assembly gave the notice on 7 on the Daily Nation for this exercise. And the nominee was also notified according to Section 7, Part 4. Honorable members, according to Section 16 of Ethics and Integrity Act, read together with the County Assembly of Turkana's Standing Order number 100, Part 1, any member who is likely to be conflicted has to declare the nature of interest, whether fiduciary, personal, propriety, close family member, or pecuniary. A member who wishes to speak on any matter in which the member has a personal interest shall first declare that interest, and the member will neither score nor ask the nominee a question and will remain silent or opt out of the vetting venue. So that is item number 1, which I want to take about a minute or so to see if there is any member with the conflict of interest pertaining the nominee before us. Very well. Similarly, I like to draw to the attention of members of the public that during the vetting, they are required all times to maintain silence. Phones off, and there shall be minimal movement that are likely to distract the committee or the nominee. The Sergeant at Arms is under strict instructions to eject any person who flouts these orders. I want to make a plea to the nominee to take his time, relax, and answer the questions precisely. When we began and I made the introduction of everybody, I deliberately started with giving instructions before introducing myself, and therefore I want to introduce myself. I am Honorable Samuel Aliwo Elimlim, the MCA for Lobokat Ward and the chairperson for this Committee on County Security, Administration and Disaster Management. So you are once again welcome to this approval hearing session. Nominee Odunga, we have a host of questions. It will be an interactive forum, which the members will ask, each member will ask a number of questions, 1 or 2 or 3. Then you will note them down. You will be given time to answer one member or questions asked by one member at a time before we move to the next member. And now the exercise formally begins with the first round of questions from myself. Hope you are set for the exercise now. Thank you. The first question. Tell this committee about who Odunga is. Tell this committee Paul Ekeno Odunga is. B. What is your net worth? What is your net worth? And what are the sources of this net worth? Number 2. How does your work experience, skills, and competences fit into the position you have been nominated to? Purpose of clarity, that you have been working with the government before this nomination, looking at what you've been doing and the position that you have been currently nominated to. How will you apply the experience, skills, and competencies from your previous field to what you will be in the county government of Turkana? Number 3, tell us a bit about your strength that you feel will enhance your delivery in this position. County government of Turkana is proactive in ensuring service delivery, and therefore we wish to have chief officers that are proactive in service delivery. That is why this house therefore wish to ask you the strength that will help you perform the duties assigned to you if this house approves you. Lastly, in the same breath, tell us some of your weaknesses that will hamper your delivery in this position. Just like any human being, you may not call yourself a saint, that you still have some of the traits within your person that will, in one way or another, will tamper with you're working with in the county government of Turkana. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Let me begin with the first question about myself. My name is Paul Ekeno Lodunga. I was born in 1987, a village called Nakwamekwi, in township location, township ward, Turkana Central constituency in Turkana County. I started my higher education in Nakwamekwi Primary School. That's in 1995 up to 2002, where I did my KCPE. I got admission in Cattle Boys, but because of the economic status of the family, I decided to go and repeat standard 8 again in Loyo Primary School, where I was called at Nakuru High School, but because of the same economic problems, I joined St. Kevin's Secondary School, which is a low-cost day school in Turkana Central constituency. That was in 2004 up to 2007. In 2008, I joined Kaimosi Teachers Training College, where I was trained as a P1 teacher. While also in the college, I undertook a computer course where I was awarded a certificate in computer. After completion of my P1 course, that was in 2010, on December, I joined Turkana Disese College for my diploma in early childhood education development, and I completed my diploma in the year 2012. Then I proceeded to Mount Kenya University for my bachelor's of education in early childhood education. I completed my bachelor's in 2017, 15th of December 2017, where I graduated. Then from there, I joined now the public service as a teacher. That's all about me. The second question was on net worth. My net worth is that 1 million. The source of this net worth, the developed plots that I have, around 4, 2 are in Nakwamekwi and 2 are in Kankemer, Trans-Africa Highway and Kambimpia. Another source of my net worth is my residential home where I live. Another one is the livestock, the number of livestock that I have. As you know, the nature of our community, we are pastoralists. So I have a good number of animals, cows at Lokipoto, Turkana West. I have also some camels at Nakale in Kerio, some goats in Nakwamekwi, Nautin, and another part. Also, some source of my net worth also, it is the rental income that I get from my rental houses that I have. I have also 2 inherited farms from my mother. One is in Nakwamekwi and another one is at Nautin, where my elder sister is living. I think those are the source of my net worth. I have also a boutique one in Lodwa and another one in Eldoret. How does my work experience skills apply to this position of a CEO? I was trained as a teacher. And education, teaching is a noble profession where you are trained all round. You are an all-round person. And the position that I've been holding in my previous workstation as a deputy teacher has exposed me to some leadership traits that are going to help me to perform well in this position of a chief officer. Just to mention a few, as an administrator, from where I was in charge of the discipline of the school. I was also in charge of stores, balances. Also, I was in charge of the human resource of the school. In the absence of the head teacher, automatically the deputy takes off. The support staff of the institution also were under my leadership. And I was handling also some cases that also strengthened my leadership traits. And also I was providing guidance and counseling to both teachers, support staff, and the pupils. That will also be applicable to this position because I will be handling human resource people. The people will be under me. Some of these experiences are what I'm going to apply when given this opportunity to serve as a chief officer in the office of the governor. Mr. Chair, what are some of the strengths that will help me in delivery of services in this position? My strength is the confidentiality in me. I'm a go-getter man. When I set goals in the institution that I was, I must always make sure what we have planned has been implemented. There's nothing that it can intimidate me or harass me to stop supervision of what I am under, of what is under me. And also, I am a self-motivated young man. As from my network, he's a very hardworking man who is self-motivated on his life. So that can also help me in any challenges that I can meet in this position. I am self-motivated. I'm not that kind of a man who can do so and raise hands up and say it is over. I must always make sure the people of Turkana County have acquired quality services that is required from my office. On the side of my weaknesses, I have 2 weaknesses that I must tell this house during the trial. My first weakness, I am a perfectionist. I do take this as my weakness because anything in my possession, I cannot just allow it to go the other way. It must go the way it has been planned, especially the resources. I know I'll be in charge of the resources of this. That is where I might collide with some stuff because I want always things to go the right way and the way the laws of the land commands it to be done. My second weakness, I'm one man who always laws of this land. I have a lot of fidelity to the laws of the land. I know it might cause some clashes with some people ahead of me who are my bosses, but I must always stay strict to it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Odunga, for that precise responses. I want to have two follow-up questions. One is when we are asking for your strength, the confidentiality in you is one of the strengths. And then you went ahead saying a go-taker, a go-getter, self-motivated and so. My understanding of the word confidentiality means secrecy. Does it mean you will work in secrecy also the government, and the public will not get information about the office?
No, I meant confidence.
Well, the next follow-up question is on well. When you declared well, your ratings, which is in handwritten, gives us 4.2. The explanation given today is 31 million. Where is the discrepancy coming from?
Mr. Chairman, through the chair, when I was making my well declaration, that 1 million is my net worth. I have attached a copy there. There is a copy attached in that form. At the back of it is.
It's okay, your net worth, as for now, we are standing at 31 million. We will, as members are taking, the secretary is taking the reference, we want to continue with the next round of questions. The next question will be asked by Honorable Philip Kwam, who doubles as the Deputy Speaker of this House, as well as the member of this committee. Welcome, Honorable Member.
Thank you, the Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I would like to ask the nominee the following set of questions. The first one is this department, that's Office of the Governor, one of the main roles is peace building and conflict management. That's one of the roles in the Office of the Governor. But the first question is, how will you ensure that this role is undertaken efficiently by you as the chief officer in charge of that particular office, and also being the one of the governor's agenda in the 9-point agenda? Second, Honorable Chair, with the current conflict we experience in Turkana, Baringo, and the Pokot counties, I would wish to ask the nominee, how will he ensure that peace and conflict solution is a priority for this government? And lastly, the County Assembly of Turkana has approved 2 pieces of legislation that is to be undertaken by this particular department. One of the legislation is County Peace Building and Conflict Management Act of 2022, and the other one is the Frontiers Counties Development Act of 2022. Can this committee or this panel, how will you operationalize these acts in your department? Thank you, the Honorable Chair.
Pardon, Mheshimiwa Philip, through the chair, I have not gotten the first question.
Okay, through the chair, the first question is that one of the fundamental roles in also the government is peace building and conflict management. The first question is, how will you ensure that this role is effectively undertaken, being one of the governor's 9-point agenda? Okay, Chair, I don't know if the nominee has undertaken the questions or with some clarification we will still require.
Mr. Odunga, is the question clear to you, or you still need more clarity so that you answer what you have understood?
Mr. Chair, the questions are clear.
Proceed, Mr. Odunga.
Thank you. The first question, how am I going to ensure conflict management has been handled effectively or undertaken effectively in terms of the governor as the chief officer in the state office? First, there is the first thing that I'm going to do to ensure this conflict management has been undertaken effectively. It is operationalization of the two acts, that is County Peace Building and County Management Act, and also the Frontiers Counties Development Act. There are some strategies and interventions that are entailed in this act. For example, formation of community peace committees. Those are some of the things that we are going to ensure have been established. Another way that I can ensure this conflict management has effectively been undertaken, it is also to provide support to our peace officers who are at sub-counties. As we are aware, our county is now so vulnerable with insecurity issues at all corners. And also we are among the counties that has international borders. So there are these peace officers that are in volatile areas of our county where there is this problem of insecurity. We must, as an office, provide them the support that they will need. Vehicles for their responses, and also to allocate them some resources that they can use. Another way also that I can ensure this conflict management has been undertaken effectively, it is through capacity building of these officers that are helping us restore peace within our county or at the borders. We can decide to take them for trainings so that they are equipped with knowledge and skills on how they are going to bring this peace in our county. Mr. Chair, another point also that we can ensure they are brought into board, it is also to restore the confidence between the Directorate of Peace and the peace officers at the ground. For example, there are always some blames coming from the officers at the ground that the Directorate or the people in charge of the Director in charge of peace withhold their allowances or the stipends after they have gone for some trainings. So this can also act as a motivation to them. Mr. Chair, another point also that I must ensure to undertake this conflict management effectively is also the strengthening partnership with other peace actors. We have NGOs that are also helping us in this issue of peace. When you go to Lokchoge, we have Sakon, we have Mascos, we have Lokado. So we must strengthen our partnership with them so that they can also help us as they have been doing. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That's the first part of the question. The second part, the current conflict between Balingo, Turkana, and West Pokot. How am I going to ensure that this peace and conflict is a priority, as it is part of the 9-point agenda of His Excellency, the Governor of this county? First and foremost, the issue of security, it is a national government mandate that it is supposed to protect all the residents of this sovereign nation of Kenya. That's the mandate of the national government. But for us also as the county government, we cannot just sit down, because it is part of the default functions that the county government also has been given. And some of the things that I'm going to do to advise the governor, because we're working with him in the same office, to ensure that this peace and conflict has been restored in these borders. The first thing, and we want to strengthen our strengthening of the partnership with the NGOs, as I said earlier. Because now, like now, Mascos works in Turkana South and East, and also works in Baringo. We can use such peace actors. We can use such peace actors to talk to our people through dialogues, mediations, and also sensitize the importance of having peace with our neighborhood. Another thing that I'm going to undertake as the chief officer in the office of the governor, to help the governor to implement his agenda of peace, is also building of permanent resettlements. As previously, I think the committee is aware, the governor said from the budget which is coming, he will start now building permanent settlements. He will no longer be doing these temporary settlements for people who have been displaced because of these internal wars. Another one also, it is to, I think there's an issue of these peace dividends programs, introduction of peace dividends programs, like market days, sports for peace, work for peace, like the one we launched recently of Dr. Malcolm. When we introduce such a programs, it will enhance peace between us and our neighbors. There is also hosting peace officers at these corridors. Hosting peace officers at these corridors where there is insecurity, because most of the time when we post these officers at the sub-counties or at the wards there, they prefer staying in town and living where they're supposed to be doing their duties. So we must do some arrangement as a county to motivate them. We know sure it is risky to live in those areas. And people, our officers who are in charge of peace in these corridors. So we must motivate them by providing them fuel when they need fuel for their motorbikes or their vehicles, so that they can respond to emergencies. Because it is very dangerous to have a demoralized public service, where the people who are working for the government, they are demoralized. It's a threat to the service delivery to the people of Turkana. So we must also motivate them. I think those are some of the measures that I'm going to undertake. The third question, it is about the legislation of the two acts. We have the Peace Building and Conflict Management Act and Frontiers Counties Development Act. How am I going to operationalization of this act? Mr. Chair, the first thing that I'm going to do when this honorable committee is going to approve my nomination as the chief officer in the office of the governor, I will hold a meeting with all the peace stakeholders in Turkana County, so that we can learn from one another, we can see our strengths, our weaknesses, and we strategize on how we are going to come with a roadmap of resolving these conflicts that we have within our borders. And the second thing that I'm going to undertake to ensure operationalization of these acts, we have peace structures. I'm going to establish peace structures. I know there are these acts. There's no way we can develop this county when there's no peace. I think that peace is the mother of all. Even from where we live, when you don't have peace, even you will not be able even to carry your duties well. So I'm going to establish peace structures from the grassroots. There's what we call community peace committees. This is where they will be handling some conflicts and resolving them. And when we handle some issues and resolve them at early stage, it cannot just go to an extent where things are now in our county. Another one, I am going also to use the county structures, county government structures that are already in place. We have the ward admins, we have the village admins. These are the offices that are in place. We can also use them to support us in building peace in our county and with our neighbors. Another thing that I'm going also to do to ensure there is operationalization of these acts, it is involvement of all stakeholders, including the honorable committee, because this committee is part of the security committee of this house. This security committee of this house. So we involve all the partners. The county assembly is a committee in charge of peace and security. We have also the NGOs. We bring everybody on board. Mr. Chair, another strategy that I'm going to use also is allocation of resources. Allocation of resources. we cannot operationalize these acts if you don't have resources. When you want to go to Lokori or Katilia, you need fuel, you need vehicles. So I must allocate enough resources to the Directorate of Peace so that it will help implementation or operationalization of these acts. Mr. Chair, another one, it is also training or capacity building of these people that are in charge of peace.
Mr. Odunga, you are doing well. You still have more points to give unto us, but because you still have many questions ahead of us,
Yes.
you can still reserve the rest so that you, in case you are approved, you will still use them ahead of us. Honorable member who was asking questions, he has a supplementary question for him. Are you okay?
I think Honorable Chair, for interest of time, I don't have supplementary questions.
Thank you. Mr. Odunga has exhaustively tried to bring out very good techniques on how we will resolve this issue of security and peace. If we will actually actualize them, maybe that is the other part that is ahead of us. Saying is one thing, then practically actualizing it is the next thing. Let's continue. Our next question will come from Honorable Selina Epai. Welcome. Selina Lokopi.
Thank you, Chair. Chief Paul Ekeno Odunga. Feel free. Relax. I have a question here. Question number 2. If successful, approved by the County Assembly, how are you going to ensure your department works complementary with the Assembly for the betterment of services delivery to the people of Turkana?
That question is just short as she has just put it, that the County Assembly, specifically the Committee on County Security, will be in need of working in togetherness, in complementary with the office. So the question has just put, how will this be better?
Thank you, Honorable Selina, through the chair. I think the question is asking about the complementary about between the Assembly and my department. First and foremost, my department is under executive, and this is County Assembly. I am under executive, and according to the separation of in our constitution, the two arms of the government together must work together. I can just give some instances where we will work together. That's my department and the County Assembly. Through the chair to the committee, I would like to promise you that upon my approval as the chief officer in the office of the governor, I will always be ready to give any reports that this house needs from my department. And also, I'm going to help this House to implement all the legislations that has been passed in this House. For example, Peace Building and Conflict Management Act. It is under my docket. So it is my responsibility as the Chief Officer to ensure all that is contained in that act has been operationalized in this county. I think that's another way. Also, I will also be providing some policies and programs to this honorable committee so that it can be discussed and passed in the House here. And Honorable Seni, through the chair, I will be always be ready to stand in the floor of this House when called upon by this committee. I will also ensure any activity that I do that concerns this committee, that's peace and security, I must involve the members of this committee. I will write a letter to the chair of the clerk of the county assembly that we have a certain activity in the county that we are supposed to do. So we need some members of the committee to be nominated to participate in that exercise. Also, another way that I'm going to inform this honorable House in my department. For example, when we have peace forum in Turkana East, I'm aware we have members from Turkana East in this House. They must be informed in that activity. It is not necessary that they must be from the security, peace and security committee of those areas, must also be informed there. And when I'm also carrying any activity or project at any ward in this county, I must always ensure the member of the county assembly of that has been notified about that event, and she or he must be there to witness it. I think
Thank you, Honorable Selina Lakope. Are you?
Yes.
Thank you.